What's up, crew excellence? It's your boy Justin Strickland, and I'm back for another episode of the Ladder Podcast. As always, it's a privilege to be before you today, and I'm excited about today's episode. It was sparked from a real life conversation I had with my godson, and he's a bright young dude, and so we were talking about just doing things that are hard and why they're hard and what we can do to knock them out, to get them done, and how we could keep moving towards things that aren't easy. And I had a realization that he's not the only person that struggles with that. In fact, I would venture to say majority of people struggle with that concept, struggle with the ideal that they have to do hard things regularly and consistently if they want to achieve certain goals in their life. So today, we're going to discuss why people do hard things, how they do hard things, and why most people just do the easy ones, all right? And so before we get into that, I want to make sure that you know where you at. This is the Ladder Podcast, a place where we believe you are a leader. Yes, you. You are a leader, regardless of title or position. You have an opportunity to change your world. You have the capacity to change your world. And so what we do here at the Ladder is we work intentionally to develop those skills so that you can be the best version of you. And if you're on the episode, you watching it, you've liked it, you've subscribed, you've shared, you part of Crew Excellence. So shout out to the crew. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the pod. We are always glad to have you here. All right, now let's jump into the episode. Why do people do easy things? This is not a new concept. This has been in existence throughout all of human history. In fact, humans' brains are wired to pick the path of least resistance. We want to avoid pain. We want to avoid danger, and we want to avoid anything that makes us uncomfortable, which is why we create biases, which is why we create different groupings of people and environments so that we can do what's easy and safe. The thing is, why? Why are we wired this way? Well, like we talk about human nature, easy things require less effort. Point blank, period. Have you ever been in the weight room and you picked up a 10-pound weight and did an exercise and then picked up a 40-pound weight and then exercise? Your natural inclination is to go to do the 10 pounds. Because the exercise, no matter what exercise it is going to be easier with 10 pounds than it is with 40. And so someone who's not driven, someone who is not dedicated, they do that every day. They pick the 10-pound weight, right? Rather than having a tough conversation, they ignore the person. Rather than seeing something on the internet and doing the research to figure out if it's true, they just accept it. Rather than doing the necessary background, someone told you, somebody said something, instead of calling that person and seeing if they said it, you just think they said it because they told you they said it, and now you're just upset about it, right? We do the easy thing. We pick the 10-pound weight because it requires less effort. Another reason why we pick the 10-pound weight is because it requires less mental energy. I was watching a few podcasts this weekend, and one of the ones that really stood out was about critical thinking. It was about the lost art of critical thinking. And what they were talking about was like, really, we have lost the desire to use mental energy. We want things to be very easy and readily available. I have been fighting through this with AI, and this is what I mean. When I get on Google, if you do a search on Google, AI will try to summarize the articles or the different links. I'd be like, I don't want to read it because I want to keep doing the work to fact check, keep doing the work to research, keep doing the work to where I'm discovering what's a good source and what's not a good source. Because once you lose that skill, then you lose your ability to decipher truth, your ability to understand fact, your ability to distinguish someone's opinion from what actually happened. And I don't want to lose that. Okay, I can't lose that. I need that. In my line of work, I need that skill. And so people do easy things all the time because they require less effort, less mental energy. Have you ever heard somebody saying, man, I just don't even want to think about it? Have you ever heard someone say, and it's been a long day, it's whatever. But the issue is, I'm not saying you can't have long days and you can't be in that position sometimes. But the issue is when that's your everyday. When every day's a long day. And you always turn your brain off when you leave work. And you always are too tired to think critically through things like your future or your present or your past. These are things that we have to use mental energy to process. And if we're taking the easy route, we're picking the 10-pound weight all the time, we're not spending the time or the energy to process a lot of things that we need to so that we can be who we want to be. The last reason why people do easy things is they are simple. So we love things that are not complex. And capitalism, the digital age, the more simple you can make something, the more people will love it. The more people will use it and enjoy it and pick it up and really, really take a hold of it. And I don't think convenience is a bad thing, but I understand that the more we depend on convenience, the more we are choosing to do the easy thing and picking a 10-pound weight. The biggest example of this is memorizing phone numbers. When I was younger, it don't seem like that long ago, I had to memorize everybody's phone number. My mom's, my dad's, all the girls, my little sister, my grandma, my aunt, my friends. I knew their numbers by heart because I had to dial it on the house phone. Now we have cell phones that capture our phone numbers, and my niece, I talked to her, she's 16, 17, she'll be mad at me. She's 17. She is fighting for her life to remember 2 phone numbers, 3 phone numbers. Like, it is a fight. You can ask my mom, anybody older than 30, and they will tell you, we used to have to memorize numbers. And that was something we just did. But now because cell phones, convenience has made it easy for us not to remember numbers, we no longer remember them. And that's a skill that you don't know you need until your phone dies and you're in a place where you need help. And you're like, oh, shoot, I don't know nobody's number by heart. I'll call 911. Like, you know what I mean? That's the only number you know. Like, you're in trouble. So things that we do when we're picking a 10-pound weight, I'm not saying you picking it because that's unnatural. And I'm actually saying the contrary. You're picking it because that's natural. But what we're challenging you to do here at the Hope Institute on the Ladder Podcast is to choose the 40-pound weight. Because here's the problem with choosing easy things repeatedly, over and over, consistently. 3 problems. First problem, most things worth having are difficult. It's just true. You want to have a good relationship? It's hard. It takes effort. You want to have a good-looking body? It's hard. It takes effort. Even if you get surgery, it costs money. It's expensive, right? Like, you want to get a BBL? You have to lay on your stomach for months. You can't have to ride backwards in a car. Like, these things, most things worth having are difficult. And so when you keep choosing the easy thing, you look up and you don't have the things that are worth having. You have stuff, but it's not the stuff that matters. It's not the stuff that's valuable. And because you keep choosing the easy thing, for some of us, that is responding to every situation with our first thought and first emotion. That's easy. Adults do this all the time. And you see adults who got attitude problems, anger issues, they're just choosing the easy thing. It's very easy for you to say that, for me to go off, and for me to say that. That is easy. What is hard is for you to say that, for me to process that first emotion, that first thought, and be like, nope, this relationship is more important than what I want to say in this moment. My character, my reputation is more important than what I want to say in this moment. So although it'd be easy for me to cuss you out, it'd be easy for me to beat you up because you can't fight, I'm going to do the hard thing and I'm going to walk away. I'm gonna do the hard thing, and I'm gonna maintain my character, my reputation, and I'm not gonna say that to you. That's hard. So people do easy things because they're easy. But the problem with that is most things worth having are difficult. This is the other problem with doing easy things. Things that require time to build are not easy. So easy things almost always exclusively are in the moment decisions. Picking fast food over cooking at home. Why do you pick fast food? Because it's easy. You can go through the drive-thru, pay a little money. They do all the cooking, give you your food. You can be done eating before you get home. Easy. But if you want to build a healthy body and a healthy lifestyle, you can't do that picking fast food all the time. You can't do that doing the easy option. You have to do the hard thing like meal prepping, like counting your calories, weighing your food, picking what is actually good for you and not just taste good. You have to do the hard work of researching. All of these things, that was one thing as a personal trainer, people would come to me and be like, what's a good diet? You know why? Because they didn't want to do the research. And they wanted me to do it for them. I was a personal trainer. I had done the research, but all the stuff that I knew was available on the internet, right? Like, it wasn't like I had secret information that happens in personal training cults and they don't tell nobody else. Like it's information that's disseminated to the public, but they didn't want to do the work to figure out what would work for them, right? So, and the last thing is, and this is something that I believe is the biggest problem with picking easy things, doing the 10-pound weight all the time, is you won't build up your mental and physical fortitude doing easy things. And because of life, even when you pick easy thing after easy thing after easy thing, life is still hard. Even when you keep picking a 10-pound weight, life is still going to require you to move some things that are heavy. And so when you keep picking the 10-pound weight, all that happens is when it's time to move something that's heavy, when life comes at you, you don't have the mental and physical fortitude to do it. You're not prepared to process grief. You're not prepared to process the loss of a job. You're not prepared to process sickness or illness. You're not prepared to process losing a relationship. Like you're not prepared because you haven't done any of the work to build up any mental or physical fortitude. And because of that, when I see it all the time, when people who do easy things go through something hard, it is ugly. It is really hard to watch because you know they don't have it. They're not ready for that. I think about high school football has started, and I'm imagining I'm at a varsity football game, starting quarterbacks get knocked out. Second string quarterback gets knocked out. Now you got a freshman quarterback playing varsity football. What would be very apparent to everybody right away? He's not ready, right? He's not ready. And it's because his age, because his work ethic, whatever. Like, it's very apparent, like, oh, he's not ready for this moment. And watching him play a full game of football would be hard to watch. It's like, man, he keeps scrambling backwards. He done fumbled 4 times. He done threw 6 picks. I mean, at this point, they just take knees and punt, right? And so for some of you, that's what you look like going through hard things in life. You look like the freshman quarterback in his first varsity start. You look like that, even though you're a senior. Even though you should be ready for the moment, you haven't done the work, so you're not. All right, how to change? Because I truly believe that if people knew picking up the 40-pound weight over the 10-pound weight was better for them in the long term, they would do that. And so that's what I'm doing here on the ladder today is trying to convince you, pick up the 40-pound weight. I know it's hard. You're going to sweat. It's going to suck. You might need a spotter, right? It's going to be difficult, but it is worth it. And so this is how you can change your life from doing easy things to doing hard things. The first thing is fix your mindset. Stop seeking out easy options. Stop doing what's easy. Do what needs to be done. So instead of picking what is the easy response, what is the easy action to take, what is the easiest, simplest thing to do, just do what needs to be done regardless of its difficulty level. Stop avoiding the hard things. Press in. It's uncomfortable. It's going to take time. It's going to require mental effort. It's going to require energy, but it's worth it. And so you have to change your mindset. You have to change your mindset from I do easy things to I do what needs to be done. Because here's the thing, there are still going to be some easy things that you get to do. Everything in life isn't hard, But some things are, and you can't avoid those. And so that's all I want you to do. Fix your mindset. Stop avoiding difficult things. The second thing is create goals. This is important because if you have goals, it can help you not choose the easy thing because you have something that you want to work towards. If I have a goal to save a certain amount of money, I won't call off for work as much because every time I call off for work, I'm not moving towards my goal. So even though I might be tired, even though I might not feel the best, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go to work because I have a financial goal. Same thing with working out. I have a goal weight I'm trying to get to. I'm not gonna eat that, even though it looked good. I promise you it looked good and I know it tastes good, but I'm not gonna eat that because I have a goal every day. This is how many calories I can have. I have a goal over 3-4 months. This is what I wanna look like. Create a goal that gives you a reason not to choose the easy thing. I want to be healthy for my wife, so I'm gonna monitor my emotions. I want to monitor my stress level because I want to be healthy for my wife. So I have to do hard things to maintain my health. Those are things that you have to create goals. That really helps. And this is the last thing that I really think is underrated, but for me, it's really the most important thing anybody can have, and that's integrity. Have integrity. And you might be saying, what does that have to do with doing easy or hard things? Integrity means you do the right things when no one's watching. And that is one of the hardest things to do. Not cheat. Don't cut the corner. Don't go back on your word. Don't lie even though they can't find out the truth. Have integrity. Having integrity will ground you and give you an anchor for you to be who you're supposed to be, even when it's uncomfortable. For you to say what you're supposed to say, even in a room that doesn't agree with you. For you to show up when you're supposed to show up, even though most people would understand your excuses. Integrity grounds you in a way that allows you to do hard things from a place of, I do hard things. Integrity gives you that character trait. Instead of hard things being something you do, doing hard things is someone you are. And that's what integrity does. And I love the word integrity. I love talking to people about it because I believe as much as we have learned and grown in our society, this is something that we've kind of thrown by the wayside. And we've lost the art of integrity, the importance and value of integrity. And I see it online all the time. I see it in real life all the time. And it's something that I realized, I'm like, oh, if you don't have, I realized right away, oh, you don't have integrity. So you'll do what's easy. You're a chameleon. You'll say what people want to say. You'll do what you think people want you to do. And you'll respond the way you think is easiest to respond because you're not anchored. You don't have a foundation that allows you to not sway with the wind or the rain. Okay. So I only made this episode because I believe you could do hard things. I think that you have been selling yourself short. You have missed a lot of your benchmarks and your goals, not because they're not good goals, not because you're not capable, but because you keep doing easy things. And my challenge to you today is to find things in your life that you've been avoiding, that you've been procrastinating about, so that you can reach the goal that you want to achieve, so that you can become the person you want to be, so that you can do all the things that you said you're going to do because you're able to do them. And that is just what not only what we believe here at the Hope Institute, it's what the Lord believes about you. And I like to agree with God as much as I can. And so you can do hard things. God created you to do hard things with the capabilities, with the spirit, with the courage to do those things. And I don't want you to miss out on those opportunities and the blessing that you can receive from understanding who you are and who you've been made to be. All right. Now, great episode. Well, I think so. Drop it in the comments what you think, what's something you want to work on. And as always, you could be anywhere doing anything with your Saturday or whatever day you're watching this video, but you're here with me. And I appreciate that. And I want to say thank you. Until next time, man, it's Justin Strickland, the host of The Ladder, and I'm out, man. Peace.